and welcome back to another video. So today I am doing part 1 of my MLP series where I am redesigning the characters, and we're going to be starting off with half of the main 6 today. It's not in any particular order, I just decided to draw these 3 first, and the one you're seeing on screen currently is Twilight, the main character of My Little Pony. I love Twilight. I think she is a great main character. She grows a lot during the show, and in my personal opinion, she's one of the best, well-developed and growing characters out of a lot of media that I've watched. She goes from this pony. She goes from this pony who doesn't have any friends to learning the meaning of friendship and relying on others. She goes through lessons, having teachers and encounters, learning about other people and their situations when she used to sort of be an introvert, I guess you could say. And for my redesign, I really wanted to capture the sort of librarian aspect of her. So as we moved on to the sketch and into the coloring, I decided to give her glasses because I've always thought of her as the nerdy type. And I also made her hair more like it was locked or braided, as I imagine before she met a lot of her friends, she didn't really bother to take care of her hair because she didn't need to, and locking it was just the easiest way to do it. I decided that I would still include the sort of light patches of her colored hair that she has, and I think it turned out really well. I really like her design. Also for this one, I included Spike, and I decided to not make him purple. Personally, I think he should be green, but that's just me, and I messed around with the colors for a bit until I decided on something I really liked. Overall, Twilight's design is relatively simple, and I didn't draw her alicorn version because I'll probably do that in a separate video because, you know, she kind of transforms when she becomes the Princess of Friendship. But for the remaining of the seasons, she's this way, and I think it's a really good reflection on how she personally grows as a character. I always found that she's always there to problem solve with her friends, and becoming the Princess of Friendship, or at least being one of Celestia's pupils, really shows how much she's growing throughout the episodes to show that she's a better pony, and I think it's really sweet that she does that. Also, for minor lore details, I imagine when she went to the moon or something, she for defeating Princess Luna / Nightmare Moon, that's why she has glasses, maybe being on the moon was super bright or something. I don't really know, I just thought it would be a cute touch. And her magic is pink. I kept her magic pink, I thought that would be fine. And yeah, it was a really fun process drawing Twilight. It didn't take too long. I didn't change a ton about her because unlike the princesses for the next 2 designs that I'll be doing as well as Twilight, they don't necessarily have to be super complicated, so yeah. Moving on, we have our next pony, which is Rarity, and out of all the pony designs, she is probably one of my favorites. I just like how detailed and how sophisticated she looked. With this design, I wanted to emulate the fact that Rarity is very posh. She's very well off, or at least had some sort of, fashionista upbringing. I wanted to really show her pride and how she presents herself very well, and you'll see that with the accessories when I do them later, and I'll talk about that when I get there. For a lot of these designs, they're not super detailed because I still wanted to remain true to most of their designs. Unlike Princess Celestia and Luna, because they're royalty, I did very minor changes to things like hair and clothing, and just added a few things here and there in terms of cutie marks and general accessories. Unlike Princess Luna and Celestia, which, by the way, I want to say thank you so much for the support on that video. I can't wait to continue this series. But unlike them, a lot of the ponies stay relatively true to their designs with minor changes. And this, for Rarity, I wanted to make her feel like she puts a lot of effort and time into every outfit she presents. Now, if animation was a little easier and a little less time consuming, then she would have a different outfit for every episode. And obviously, I believe MLP is animated in Flash, or at least with a 2D puppet animation style, so it would be really complicated to do any of the designs that I had, but I just wanted to sort of conceptualize. But if it had to be my way, I would totally make Rarity have a different outfit every episode she's in, so you can really see the expansiveness of her closet, and I imagine she hand makes most of this as fashion, and her boutique is sort of her main pride and joy, you could say, or her career path. I think that giving Rarity this air of she's not necessarily better than every other pony, but she maybe puts a lot more effort into her clothing, whereas some ponies just don't even have any accessories at all. I wanted to make it look like her hair was always done, and when she has a sort of, change in the episode where her hair isn't done, it's dramatic and, whoa, Rarity, you're not looking your best or something like that. I really wanted to emulate that with her hoof cuffs, which I said I would address, by making it sort of fancy. I imagine Rarity would wear a lot of gold and pearls, which you can see reflected in her cutie mark, which I did change. I think Rarity's original cutie mark, which are just like a few diamonds, are really cool, but I wanted to put a few more jewelry pieces in there, so I put a set of pearls and a few gold sparkles. And as I'm finishing up the coloring, I'll just add a few shading and bits, and I did forget her horn, but I added it in, and I imagine her magic would stay the same blue color that it always is. Finally, we have Pinkie Pie, which is one of my favorite characters besides Twilight and one other that I'll get to in the next video. We have Pinkie Pie. She's always been such a joy, and even though her design is a lot simpler in my opinion, or it didn't take as long as maybe the other ones, I do find her pose was the most fun to draw, as I really wanted to show that expressiveness of happiness and partying that she exhibits. Pinkie Pie to me is like the embodiment of happiness, and I believe that's what her element of harmony was, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while. But I really enjoyed doing Pinkie Pie. I wanted to emulate the sort of puffiness of her hair, and I gave her maybe more of an afro and less of the original hair that she has. Her colors are still just as bright and happy, and I really wanted to put that in as well, and I stuck a party hat in her mane as well too. I would probably put more accessories in there, like confetti, but that's just what I thought of at the time. Put a few circle colored highlights because I thought they would fit her well, and I also gave her some wristbands on her hooves. I guess they're not wristbands because they don't have wrists, but just a few accessories to really make Pinkie the sort of chaotic and fun vibe that she is. I have always loved Pinkie, and I think the dramatic change from Pinkie to Pinkamena Pie is a really fun contrast between where her life used to be on the rock farm and where it is now, and how she can be sort of the difference between her siblings, and how she's so happy and bright and fun and her siblings are more toned down. I think that Pinkie as a concept is a really cool character, and I did slightly change her cutie mark so it could be balloons and a sort of explosion effect. It took me a while to get the colors right for that, but it was fine. So yeah, here are all of the designs in their successive order. I do enjoy how all of them turned out, and I'm glad that the main 6 really feels like they reflect their characters, Twilight being the smart and nerdy, Rarity being the fashionista, and Pinkie Pie, you know, she's doing her own thing, she's happy, she's go-lucky. And I'm glad that these series of ponies turned out really well. I'm excited to do the next video where I do Applejack, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy, and I cannot wait to see you all there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!